Hello, welcome to United Stand. Mark's got tonsillitis, so I'm filling in for him. And what a dreadful performance, first and foremost. Nothing really stands out particularly. It was just another drab, sideways, passing, lethargic performance once again. We have no excuses. It's just more of the same, more of the same. And Scholes came into criticism during the week for saying that we're boring and play subs past, and he wouldn't like to play in this team. But I think today just proved that what he said was right, and there was a lot of people slating Scholes for saying it, and that they were on Van in the whole thing. But I think today just once again proved that we are. I just don't even know how to describe it. Sky Sports did a thing the other day pointing out that we were like chances created. I know I got a lot of flack last season for always saying that we created less chances than QPR, but we now are. I think we were 18th in chances created or 17th, something like that, and it was like West Brom, Sunderland, and some other team are the only team that have created less chances than us. We're 20th on like passes to shot ratio. We've had the 18th. We're 18th for the amount of shots taken in the league, and it's just this boring, slow, lethargic 20 sideways passes before we even take a shot, and it's just. I said in the review of the Bournemouth game that not Bournemouth game, sorry, the Middlesbrough game that it was when I first started to see fans start to turn on Van Gaal, because it's now that we've been 4 hours, I think it is, I read somewhere, since we last scored a goal. I think the Everton game where we played brilliant and we thought we'd all turn the corner, and then just back to the same old, same old. 16th in chances created, as Tactics Network just said. But even so, we're Manchester United. We should not be 16th in the bloody chances created. It's absolutely ridiculous. Also, with City winning today, Arsenal winning today, I think that pretty much realistically, whether people believed we had a chance at the title or not, I think that pretty much realistically ends our chances, because, come on, we're like not taking. I can think of maybe one. Well, it was a really good chance, but we'll get onto him later. The Rooney chance from the brilliant Martial pass is that pretty much the only chance we created the entire game. But I've said all along, I think, I'm not saying that I'm Van Gaal or whatever, that I'll be tarred with that brush, but I think we do have the players that we can win the league. But our play style isn't like if we're still third. Well, what are we now? Third, I think, in the league with West Ham losing. And we're third in the league with like having that little shots every single game. So just imagine if we were actually getting shots away, because we do seem to be finishing our chances. It's just we're not taking damn shots. It's just so ridiculous. But anyway, I'll just read some of you guys' comments. Cake loving fucking Liverpool one. Jess on there. Gary Neville to be manager or Ancelotti. Man, you could. What a joke. Recipe Andri, LVG talks about him always taking risks. Bullshit, he does that. And that is actually a brilliant point, that in Van Gaal's press conference, they asked him about Scholes' comment saying how we take no risk. And Van Gaal's like, oh, we take a lot of risks. And what really, really worried me more than that was that he's like, oh, we play very, very entertaining football. If we didn't have entertaining football, then we wouldn't have a full stadium during the Capital One Cup. Well, you have a full stadium because you're manager of the biggest team in England, arguably the world. So that's why you have a full stadium. Crap football. We endured Moyes, and Moyes had full stadiums. It doesn't mean anything. But Tyler Mitchell had more fun playing Habbo. Yeah, definitely, mate. Diego Silva, Herrera was bad. It's like Mark told me to pick out as one of the topics who my man of the match was. Gregory Burke just said De Gea man of the match, and I'm guessing that's who my man of the match would be as well. Take De Gea out of it, I literally can't think of anyone that would be man of the match. I think young Darmian, which is actually one of my points, Darmian got subbed off, and Young, when he came on, I thought was actually brilliant, but you can't really give someone man of the match for like 20-minute performance. Saroshka first saying entertaining, for fuck's sake. Yeah, well, that's what Van Gaal's saying, not me. I definitely don't think it was entertaining. But what about you guys? Who do you think was man of the match? As I said, in my opinion, it was De Gea. I think he made some good saves like in the first half, and we were under pressure second half. I think, to be fair, I say no one had a good game. Smalling was good again, but it's just to be expected of him by now. I was kind of worried having Blind back in, but he did all right. Like defensively, centrally defensively, we were fine, but I said before the game that Balassi and Zaha would cause us problems. I said that Darmian would struggle today because he struggled against Tadic. He struggled against Alexis. But ultimately, yeah, it did end up getting subbed off, and I think his confidence just rock bottom, because at the start when we first had him, he was doing brilliantly for us, and then I don't even know what the turning point is. Maybe it was Tadic ruining him at Southampton, and that's when it all started to go downhill. But yeah, so yeah, Young came on, he did really well, but it's been a running theme. Valencia's come in, he's done really well, and it should be really worrying that our best right backs seem to be wingers that we've somehow converted into right backs. But Rojo did all right. He struggled a bit with Balassi as well, but that's to be expected. Luke Shaw is obviously going to be the main left back as whenever he's back. Hopefully it'll be this season. But everyone's favourite topic I'm going to come to as well. I don't know what you guys think about it. I've said my piece so many times. It's kind of wearing thin, but I have to cover it. Is Rooney obviously played again. He wasn't particularly great, but I'm not going to pin this defeat on Rooney. I mean, maybe we could have done better with Martial up front the whole game, but Rooney was bad, but everyone else was bad as well. So I'm not going to pin it on Rooney, but I'm talking more in broader senses that Rooney, once again, after his poor performance against Middlesbrough, poor performance against City, he hasn't been dropped. So I think now we have to accept that if he's not getting dropped in these games, that he's not going to get dropped ever. Unless he gets an injury, I do not see him getting dropped. But that's just my opinion. Put in your comment. Put some comments in below if you think that he will get dropped, or maybe you're even of the opinion that he should still start for us. I think with Memphis injured and Young just coming back from injury, that does kind of mean that it was always going to be inevitable that he started today. But maybe once they're in form, like if Memphis was in form, maybe Rooney would get dropped, or maybe it would have just been Herrera dropped actually. But yeah, Kate Glovin saying LVG out, Rooney out, and I have seen actually on my Twitter is full of people saying Van Gaal out now, and I said it on the show the other day. I'm not Van Gaal out, but realistically speaking, do any of you think that we're going to win anything under Van Gaal? Because I think personally he will keep us in top four. Like Mark actually put it really well the other day. He said he's not going to do bad enough to make us finish outside of the top four, but he's not going to do good enough to make us win anything. Like I really don't think we're going to win anything under Van Gaal. But Dylan Late is saying shit subs today. DXU22 saying drop Wiser. Yeah, I think it's like just becoming ridiculous now. But Xavi said that he should drop into midfield. He said a quote that like players that good, maybe his legs aren't good enough to play as a striker anymore, which I think everyone can see that. Like when he latched on, if that was Martial in that position that was on the end of that ball that Rooney got to, he would have easily got it and tucked it away. And Rooney of like 3 or 4 years ago would have done it as well, but he just doesn't have the legs to play as a striker. You need pace to really hurt teams in these sorts of games. But he says that he should drop into midfield, but I wouldn't have Rooney in midfield over Schweinsteiger, Carrick, Schneiderlin, Herrera. So it's just a conundrum. It's like because he's captain, he's not getting dropped. And we always say about the 300 grand a week, that doesn't bother me. It's not my money. The club pay it. We're rich. We can afford it. But it's just, he definitely isn't justifying his wages. We'll just put it that way. But yeah, overall, Palace had the better chances. There were quite a few chances, but it was a drab, boring game. But it's to be expected. I don't know. Are you guys worried about the overall play style? Like what we were saying earlier with the the shots and everything, but we're top of possession. So I'm sure Van Gaal will be happy about that. But we're also top of sideways passing in the charts. We're top of backwards passings in the charts. So I think it's just possession for the sake of having possession. We're not taking any risks. But yeah, Van Gaal seems to think that we are taking risks. VJ Michael saying, Alex, who do you think will sign in January? That's a difficult question. I think maybe like we were linked to Mane before, but I would love Mane, but I don't think they'll sell him to us in January, and that's the problem. It's really hard to get a good signing in January. Some people saying we should get and Kevin Fullerman saying Ancelotti in, Jose Mourinho saying Mourinho in. The thing is, like, that really annoys me is that everyone knows that watches the show I wanted us to get Klopp originally, but the thing is, when Liverpool needed a new manager, Klopp and Ancelotti was available. Now it looks like Chelsea will be getting a new manager. Ancelotti is available. When we needed a new manager, and basically no one was available. And I bet you, if Van Gaal does go, if he does get sacked, which I really don't think he will get sacked, I think personally that he will fill out the rest of his contract and will finish third or fourth like the next 2 seasons. But we have been spoiled over the years. But at the same time, we've spent, like £300 million. So we should be doing better than we are. It's, yeah. As Hussein Al-Nasti said, third 0-0 in a row, Alex, third. And it's absolutely ridiculous. with with the amount of like attacking, I know it is like Rooney is a big problem, and I'm sure people will say Rooney is a big problem. But even so, it's like it's just becoming absolutely ridiculous that we just can't get a goal. And it's like we're not even having shots is the thing. It's not like Rooney has been scuffing loads of chances. Like he missed that one today, but that was more to lack of pace. We're just not having any chances. But yeah, anyway, be sure to like the channel, leave a comment. What do you think the problem is? Like, you can comment on the game as well, but obviously nothing really happened. I wanted to do this more as a broad video of United in general. We were coming into a run now of fairly winnable games. This was meant to be one of the winnable games. We still haven't lost to Palace since 1991, but if any team was going to win that game today, I'm sorry to say it would have been Palace. And just the style of football, people can't be happy with it. Even like the biggest like fans of it, or like fans of Van Halen and all this. And I'm not saying Van Hal out, but it really isn't good enough, and something has to change very, very soon. And I really worry. If I don't know how much stroke he has as an assistant manager, but if Giggs is letting this all go along as he is, then I'm really worried about what we're going to be like moving forward. That if Giggs does get the manager job, because if he's not putting us up a stand now, then what's to say that he's going to be a good manager for us? But anyway, everyone's saying LVG out, Pep in, Guardiola for United. Sandeep saying trust LVG, but what has he given that should make us trust him? I know we're good in the table points wise, but team like the performances, and someone put on Twitter the other day, and I think it's completely true, it's how you lose as well. I can take us losing if we play well and lose, or have a bad day at the office. Like I wasn't that angry about the Arsenal game because it was just a bad day at the office, but when we're just in games like this and it's 3 games in a row, it's like it's just utterly ridiculous. We're taking no risks. It's boring. But anyway, like the channel, subscribe, and let us know what you think. Are you happy with this style of play? Do you think, and obviously not that Van Gaal should be sacked, but what are your aspirations for the season? Do you think we can still challenge for the title, or do you think it's just going to be 4th again? Thanks for watching. Bye.